Hi, I am Primary C. Agustina and I'll be giving my thoughts on how the angels feels about the events of 1872.
Hi, this is April Kate Banagados. I'm gonna share to you my thoughts about the events in 19th century.
Hi guys, my name is Angeline Bacornay and I'm the one who will portray the non-Spanish foreign journalist and the event of 1872.
Hi everyone. I am Aiken James. Chefan is Latin, and I am. My character is the regular. The Spanish regular priest in 1872.
Guys, let's go to cafeteria first, cause I'll some grab snacks, cause I'm hungry.
As usual, I can.
And let's go.
Girls, I still can move on about our lessons in history earlier.
Girl, I get that you can still move on with your ex, but don't involve our subject in history in your moving on process. LOL!
April, maybe Angeline was just fascinated by how the Filipinos lived previously and she's just interested in it.
Yeah, maybe you got a point. But Angeline, why are you not feeling well lately? And what's in a history class that you can't move on about?
Well, guys, I don't know if I should share this to you, but I'm sharing it anyway. I've got a dream last night, and it's somewhat like an insight from the past.
Whoa, that's cool. What did you dream about? Are you rich before? Or are you lots of suitors before?
You're talking nonsense again. Anyways, going back to my dream, a gloomy morning at about an hour ago today. It's been 141 years ago as of the day, where there's three priests were executed at a place not more than 250 meters from where we are. Just like today, it could have been a gloomy morning, yet the ambience at the open fields of what was we called Bagumbayan was nothing but stormy. I witnessed on what happened in the late night of the 15th of February 1872. A Spanish court martial found the three secular priests, and these are Jose Burgos, Mariano Gomez, and Jacinto Zamora. They found guilty of treason as the instigators of a mutiny in the Cavite Navy Yard a month before and sentenced them to death. I feel hopeless on what I witnessed. Gomburza has been sentenced to death, and the decision made by the court martial has read to the priests in the Fort Santiago early the next morning, and they were told it would be executed by the following. The sorrow that I feel for them it's nothing more than they feel. Upon hearing they are sentenced to death, Burgos broke into sobs. Zamora lost his mind, and he felt nothing. Out of the three priests, only Gomez listened impassively, an old man accustomed to the thought of death. February 17, a day of executions of the three priests. Almost 40,000 of Filipinos who witnessed the injustice executions of the Gomburza. They came from far places as Bulacan, Pampanga, Cavite, and Laguna. Surrounding the fourth platform were the Gomburza and the man whose testimony had convicted them, a former artilleryman called Saldua Montay. I see Burgos wiping his tears like a child, Zamora with vacant eyes, and Gomez head held high, blessing the Filipinos who knelt at his feet, his head bared and praying. Burgos was the last, a refinement of cruelty that compelled him to watch his two companions, asking himself what crime he committed, begging for mercy, saying that he was innocent together with his companion. How come they get into this point, paying a crime they don't even know? Everything that I witnessed on that day, I wish that it could be a dream. How I wonder that. There are no lives to be sacrificed again to get the freedom that Filipino people deserve. But I have learned a lesson about on what happened. First, had something to do with bravery, the kind of calm and acceptance of death as exhibited by warriors whom our people called Bagani or Bayani. And the other was the capacity to bear self-sacrifice, the kind exhibited by the Christian saint. And it made me realize that there's no need to be feared or to be afraid about what life may bring us. Instead, do something and be brave to face everything because the new day is coming.
Wow, Angeline, your dream is so silly. It really brought me chills. And now I understand you for feeling well today.
Such a dream, Angeline. Witnessing all of those from the past. Are you somewhat reincarnated and can remember your past?
If you really did reincarnate, Angeline, that would really be cool. I wonder what you did previously.
Shut up, guys! That is the result of your always watching K-drama. My gosh.
But I can relate with you, Angeline. I didn't dream it though, but my grandmom would always take me to the past.
What? You guys have a time machine?
Gee, I think we don't have a time machine, but my grandmom would always tell me a story about our ancestors. Duh!
What's your grandmom's story? And let us hear it also.
My grandmother would always mention how her grandfather tell them a story about how our forefathers lived during the 1880s. She would always brag on me how wide the lands that we owned and even tell me how great our life must be if the Filipinos back then were treated properly and equally. During that time, my great-great-grandfather needed money for his sick son. And for this reason, he engages in Pacto de Retroventa. It is an agreement in which he sold his lands with the hope that he could get it back. On the other hand, he didn't bought it back because of the expanding demands on the economy. And due to that, they were forced to work on their own land.
Yeah, you're right. Filipinos in 19th century were unfortunate victims of the evils of an unjust, biased, and deteriorating power. But let me share to you how Filipinos surpassed this problem. The instability of Spanish politics since the turbulent reign of King Ferdinand VII marked the beginning of political chaos in Spain. This political instability in Spain adversely affected Philippines' affairs because it brought about frequent periodic shifts in colonial policies and periodic regaddon of colonial officials. In 1835 to 1897, each Governor-General serves an average term of only 1 year and 3 months. Let me see you the picture of King Ferdinand VII.
Let me see.
Here, your ideal type, right? Joke. But do you want to know who are the corrupt colonial officials? Here are they. General Rafael de Izquierdo. He is a boastful and ruthless Governor-General who ordered the execution of Father Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora. Admiral Jose Malcampo. He was a good moral fighter, but was an inept and weak administrator. Guess this Governor-General that enriched 2 terms himself, accepting bribes from gambling casinos in Manila, which he scandalously permitted to operate. Okay, I will answer. I know none of you knows the answer. He is General Fernando Primo de Rivera. Next is, he is a cruel and corrupt Governor-General of Hispanic German ancestry, arrived in Manila, a poor man and returned to Spain millionaire. Guess guys, who is he? It's General Valeriano Weyler. Lastly, General Camilo de Polavieja. He is able militarist but heartless Governor-General. He was widely detested by Filipino people for executing Dr. Rizal. See, They are heartless Spanish administrator. They treat Filipino as an innocence and abuses weakness. Even Dr. Jose Rizal, he witnessed all of that. So he offered his life for us to have justice and freedom.
Nationalism in any form was not about to be tolerated by the Spanish government. Secularism must be destroyed, and they were destroyed on 17 February 1872, with the execution of three of the most visible supporters of secularism, Fathers Borges, Mariano Gomez, and Jacinto Zamora, in connection with the Cavite Mutiny, was unsatisfactorily proven guilty. And then came forward Father Jose Borges. He is passionate in establishing the rights of the seculars. For him, the more important issue was the rights of the secular being violated by the friars. This was also true for Borges, but there was one more important aspect of the issue, that the seculars were being denied of their right to govern a parish because of their race and inferiority to Europeans. Borges was now evolving into religious nationalist. Nationalism in any form was not about to be tolerated by the Spanish government. Secularism must be destroyed, and they were destroyed on 17 February 1872, with the execution of three of the most visible supporters of secularism, Fathers Borges, Mariano Gomez, and Jacinto Zamora, in connection with the Cavite Mutiny, was unsatisfactorily proven guilty.
Wow, you did listen to our lesson earlier?
Of course! What do you think of us?
Guys, I need to admit it that I also dream about the history before, our history before. Like, before is the Catholic is strongly strengthening because of two types of clergy, which is like regular and secular clergy. And the job of regular clergy, which is the Spaniards, is to introduce faith, religious communities, like to spread Christianity. Actually, there were 5 Spanish priests that took in the Philippines, yeah. And on the other hand, the secular clergy, like they were priests that live in the world, like they are not member of religious. They are not member. Yeah, I mean, no, wait, I'll try to remember it. Like, they are not member of religious order, but they continue the work of regular clergy while it has it in the regular clergy. In other words, they were like alipin. Yeah. So cruel. The Spanish priest was so lazy before because their task is to introduce faith, but they forward it to secular clergy, where in fact it's not their job. Diba? See? And the regular priest before is very contradict to others. And some point of my dream, they argue because Filipinos priests are not yet ready to become regular clergy. The reason why the regular clergy refuse to give up the parishes because Filipino secular clergy were unqualified and incompetent. So the secular clergy fight for their rights and defend for their rights, but nothing happened. But in the following of my dream, there was one father that who was leading about the equality between Filipino and Spanish priest. Yeah. And that's all my dream. Like, I felt so sad. it's just like a dream.